So, hello guys, uh, once again, another video. Um, so I think I would like to say a couple of things about my experience with three, I think, of the biggest international names I have talked to. I'm quite proud of this. I'm very proud of myself that I even dared to contact them and had some things to say. So I think I will start with Anneke Lucas. It's a strange name, it's a strange someone not strange but like rare. I think there is some movement on the internet lately, the last years, of some people that claim to have been victims, survivors of organized torture, of witnessing murders, having been tortured themselves, having been forced to torture or murder people. And on one hand it's like, okay, everybody can go online and claim whatever they want, I guess, somehow. Theoretically we have some good level of freedom of speech. These are kind of sad topics, but I think long term one feels safer, and I would even dare say happier, having somehow been informed about these things. I don't know how much you can deal with these things as an everyday person. So I don't have any memories personally of ever going through any such horror. It's more like in general, we all know that organized torture and murders exist. We all have heard of ritualistic abuse, of some strange people even believing to evil, to Satanism. It's like no matter if someone believes in something more spiritual or is an atheist, if people with tendencies, with criminal tendencies, believe in those things, it kind of ends up existing because they create it. So yeah, for me it was like having like a general idea that these kind of organized crimes exist. And I think first time 4 years ago, on 2020, I think I first saw this video. I think it was from a channel, whatever it is. I mean, I don't know if it's an organization. I think it was called Real Stories, Real Women, something like that. I could go check things, but usually I'm kind of bored. Yeah, so I was shocked when I saw that. I think it was May. Yeah, and I don't know how much, probably around then or sometimes here and there, I did see some more things about the matter of ritual abuse. Yeah, but I think last year I got super anxious about something, and having done quite enough psychotherapy, I don't know, for some reason I thought I thought for, I don't know if though, yeah, for sure some months before that I had seen again some interviews Anneke was doing. Yeah, so yeah, and then I had one day that I became super anxious about something, and having seen again some of her interviews lately, the last month, I felt like checking if she has a page, if one can contact her somehow, send her, a supportive message. And I don't know if already then she just started her podcast. Yeah, okay, so I left a kind of supportive message, and I don't know, but then I started seeing, I had already started seeing some of her videos, but I think I started seeing more testimonies, let's say, from other people that claim to have been ritualistically tortured, threatened to be murdered, and forced to murder. And it's like in my head, it doesn't even matter, like, I don't want to say if somebody is lying or is a scammer, but yeah, it's like more that it's more like these things seem to exist. There is too much smoke for no fire at all to be there. Quite big numbers of children go missing, I think, and even adults. Yeah, yeah, so even though I kept checking more stuff on the internet, and then I would say another 5 months later than that, I got somehow anxious again. And I thought, what if I could also talk to that person? So I talked sometimes with her, and I don't know. I would like to say I'm kind of super grateful. Like it is, I don't know, such an experience. Like I never thought that I would talk to someone like that. 1 year ago, 1 year and a half, let's say, like I wouldn't have ever thought that I would like to talk to her. I mean, not I wouldn't like to talk to her, but I didn't imagine that I would contact her to talk to her somehow privately. Yeah, okay, for some reason here it comes to my mind to say, okay, internationally, um, some prices to talk to some people are high, but okay, everybody has some discounts according to everybody's income and your situation, and I mean, yeah, it's like lately, I mean, this site application, Minect, comes to mind, or Andrew Tate, like charging, I don't know, 5-10,000 per hour. Yeah, so anyway, having some money aside lately, I talked sometimes with her, and it was really such a good experience. She really gets drama. And I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's such an experience to talk to somebody like that, like an average person, or with more regular drama. Yeah, I mean, who can imagine that you could talk to such a person? Um, yeah, so this is it. Of course, I have more things to say. Um, yeah, it's like to what is it helping to talk to somebody who claims to be a survivor of satanic ritual abuse? Also, but although I think mostly Anneke Lucas was super tortured, extremely tortured, but most of her abusers were not doing it in this ritual, probably, or trying to call evil spirits, or I don't know what. Even though she has been also through that. Um, Yeah, also I don't want to go into is there evidence for this or something. Um, on one hand, I think specifically Anneke um, has done a test that is considered to recognize from um, your anxiety levels if you're saying the truth or not. And she has scored like saying the truth. Um, but also, once again, I have my kind of objections for these things because it's a machine. You can have anxiety even if you are innocent, if you feel insecure or if you feel trapped. It could probably be manipulated, like someone affecting the machine or something. Um, yeah, so what does it help to have talked to someone like that? To a survivor of extreme abuse? Um, on one hand, I think that in the back of my mind, uh, with all these wars internationally, Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Palestine, with Turkey, yeah, threatening all the time to invade Greece, North Korea, Taiwan, China. I think that in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that any time if a war starts, it's easy to find yourself in a refugee line, somewhere crossing some borders or something. And from there, it's kind of easy to get kidnapped. I don't know, it kind of have felt for me uh, that internationally and also personally, um, where the situation is internationally, um, and personally, like with finances and wars, um, and also personally for my um, for my life, how it has been, and also how my psychotherapy has gone. Um, it kind of made sense to talk to someone like Anneke, and to Anneke specifically, because I think she makes a bigger impression on me than anybody else from those people that claim to have been extremely abused in an organized manner, like the worst kind of mafia that exists. And I don't know, it's even insulting for the mafia, uh, I guess, to include to them people that are abusing so extremely children and probably adults. Um, yeah, and Yeah, I don't have a specific script, like, let's say, how I'm gonna talk. So I'm going with whatever comes to my mind. Yeah, so probably I would have some comment, maybe on the metaphysical part of it. I have been baptized Orthodox Christian. I have been through my atheistic phases, and also now I wouldn't claim that I'm from the people that have probably the strongest faith. Yeah, so on one hand, it's like when you hear of such extreme torture and such extreme murders and extreme acts of violence before the murder or even after, like people talk for even cannibalism or necrophilias or horrible stuff, paranoid. I mean, all these things, I mean, in the news, you can hear every now and then of some crazy person, you know, and a criminal or serial killer acting by themselves. And it's always a question of how can you left yourself to fall so low? Like, what kind of power is that? I mean, if you have to do whatever you're doing, the crimes you're doing, by hiding, I don't know, in forests, in underground places, I mean, what kind of power is that? You have to hide. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, but yeah, I think for me, when I hear of such horrible, extreme abuse and torture and murders, um, it's like I cannot not pray a little bit. Um, yeah, yeah, and I don't know. Everybody has doubts, but you know, as a Greek person, it is very easy to think, okay, the New Testament was in Greek, Orthodoxy is here, so it's pretty easy to think, you know, it's kind of a good spiritual, religious path if one decides to follow something. So I don't think I would ever change that. Yeah, and of course, I find that most of these people that say that have been extremely abused claim and say that have been helped with prayers with trying to have some spiritual life, which sometimes is not like Christian, like generally spirituality, I don't know, nice, benign, if this is the word. Um, um, I don't know, spirits, angels, whatever. And it is okay also by me. Because first of all, I think that personally I wouldn't have survived if I had been through any such extreme torture. But if by any chance I would have survived, of course I would be having a very, very strong faith. Some people in these communities, I see that some of them are Christians, believe in Jesus. Even other people that are not like only Christians, they definitely believe in Jesus Christ or Mary. I mean, I think even Muslims probably kind of like a prophet or something recognize somehow, I guess, the spirituality of Jesus and Holy Mary. Yeah, so I'm okay, and I totally understand whatever such a survivor of such extreme abuse believes in a spiritual way. I totally understand. If by any chance I would have survived anything so horrible, I would be believing in everything and anything spiritual. Yeah, and okay, of course, I have seen that I'm finding also that the algorithms and everything on the internet, once you go there, documentaries even from the past, even people who claim to have been ritualistically abused, extremely tortured, I mean, it goes then a little bit too much down the rabbit hole for a relatively average person than me, like me. Relatively average, let's say. Yeah, so yeah, I know the rabbit hole goes to aliens, to whatever kind of monsters. For me, it's like if I like the way the person talks, and if they talk about too many things, abusive things they have suffered, in a way that it seems to me there is some fire with all this smoke. If they talk about something too metaphysical or too unusual to believe, it's not exactly a deal breaker for me. I can focus even to the bottom line, that okay, this person logically they seem to have been through torture, organized torture. Um, yeah. Um, I don't know. I was thinking that maybe in this video I would talk about more people. But I guess it ended up being only for this extreme ritualistic abuse. Yeah, so I don't know, I kind of want to leave it out there, a couple of words about me contacting and talking to Anneke Lucas. Yeah, she makes a very good impression on me. And somehow it makes me feel safer in general in my life, having talked to her. I mean, okay, safety is, it depends uh, on the definition of it. Yeah, but okay, maybe it's a feeling mostly. Like, sometimes you may be not realistically be threatened by something anyway, but feeling general anxiety. And then some other times, you know, maybe more negative stuff are coming your way. But yeah, there is more calmness to deal with it. Um, yeah, yeah. Also, this video has been, I guess, a little more calm than I expected it to be. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Maybe I will leave this here, and we will talk again, I guess. Okay, so bye, guys. Take care. Bye.